story time. Road rage. Yeah. I was driving the main road that I use to get to school, got shut down for an entire year because they wanted to expand it for some reason. It's stupid. They expanded it this much, and that took an entire year. Don't know why they decided to do that in the middle of winter. Hello? Are we serious? So I'm going down a dirt road to get to school now. Don't know if you've ever driven on a dirt road. It sucks, kind of. You're just, just bumpy the entire time. Plus, you got to deal with your car being absolutely filthy. So if you got somewhat of a nice vehicle, or you try to have somewhat of a nice vehicle, I know, I have a giant truck that's my baby. It's beautiful, okay? And I don't want it to get dirty. So, using a beater car, okay, 2009 HHR, yeah, So, you're driving down this dirt road, right? Okay, your car's filthy. If it rains, you're kind of screwed over because the potholes are going to be about 2 feet deep of just, and you're never going to see them until they're there. And then you're going to go boom, and then, you think you just broke your entire vehicle, but, there's a dirt road for you. So you're driving down it, and whenever I get done with the dirt road, okay, I stop, and there's like this main highway section, right? There's somebody coming over, okay? 2 lanes going west. And she's on the far lane, so I can turn and go without disturbing her whatsoever. And I do that. And you won't believe the fury that came from that woman because I turned in to the highway and it wasn't even near her too. Okay, even if she was on my lane, the right-hand lane, I still would have had plenty of time to speed up, and she would have been perfectly fine. She wouldn't even have to hit the brakes, not even slow down. She could have sped up just a tad bit, still wouldn't have caught up to me. No. So obviously I'm dealing with an insane person because what the heck, you're yelling at a high schooler for doing something perfectly legal and perfectly fine. So you're driving, okay, I do it, she honks her horn, and she's like, just, no, 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 no. I'm like, I got my sister in the next to me too, and she's like looking at me, she's already mad at me, because I had practice in the morning, so I was a tad bit late, we were going to make it to school on time, but it was going to be close, so she was kind of mad at me, she was like, I'm not going to see my friends, what the heck, sister things. So she is mad, and then she's like, did you do something wrong? Why is she honking at you? I was like, no, I didn't do anything wrong. I don't know why she's honking at me. Maybe it was somebody else. Maybe there was a deer or something that went through the road. I don't, So she speeds up, and she's on the opposite lane, so she doesn't even turn. She just, comes up next to me, and then she's staring at me, window. What the heck, lady? We're going down this little highway thing. Keep him benefit of the doubt. It is a 45-mile-per-hour highway. We could have a full-blown conversation. Don't know why it's a 45-mile-per-hour highway. I get that it's going, you're going to have to slow down because you're getting into town. Not this section. What the heck? So, I ignore her, I speed up, and I cut. That's my fault. Okay? I mean, it wasn't like she was going to, be in danger or anything, but I'm mad because my sister was mad at me already, so now I'm mad at her. Like, you get what's going on, right? So I'm yeah. Okay, maybe that was the wrong move. Maybe I should have slowed down and go behind her. But I don't know what this woman is. Okay, I've seen plenty of videos online of people brake checking and getting absolutely screwed over because of that. So I don't want that to happen. So, second best thing, I take action into my own hands. I grip that steering wheel and I go just whoa. So now we're getting into town. There's a red light coming up. So, I get to the red light and I got to turn left to get to school. So, just, and she's gone. Like, she's farther back now. She pulls up next to me. Okay. I get a good look of her now because I'm not driving on the highway. Okay. I can actually look at her. She's got to be like 60 or something. Hair is like, very thin. Okay. It's unfortunate. Eye bags all the way under her eyes. Don't know what that's about. Maybe she's struggling or something. She's not doing herself a favor because she's got a vein coming out of her forehead because she's mad at a high schooler, for making a correct proper turn. She's got her window down and she's like yelling just window down. Me and my sister just, my sister starts laughing. She's cheered up now. Thank goodness. I don't have to deal with that anymore. Woohoo. Big brother mentality. I just, dead face, just look at her with my mouth open, just like that. And then the light turns green and I just kick it out of there. I just, just skirt on through. She's furious. I don't see her again. I'm surprised she didn't cut one and then just start following me or something. That would have been fun. I was going through my mind. I was like, what if I'm in school? She was behind me too, so she could easily have taken a photo of my license plate. What if I'm in school and then the cops come over and they're like, hey, did you have a road rage incident? I was like, running through that, not knowing what was going to happen because this woman's obviously insane. My sister's laughing her butt off. She done texted my mom, and just laughing. Okay, she's cheered up. Thank goodness. We go into school. We finish the day off. Haven't seen this vehicle ever again. This isn't like a big town where you can see different vehicles all the time. This is the type of town where, you're going to know every single vehicle almost because, things don't really change here. So maybe she was just passing on by and decided to get a little furious with some kids. I don't know. But, yeah, moral of the story is don't be insane at 7:30 in the morning, Be calm. Sure, somebody might have done something wrong, but, why are we yelling at high schoolers? That's about it.